I will give you £20 British sterling if you can guess how many cups and or cans and or drinks are on my desk right now.
Six.
I mean, it's no six, but I'm kind of offended. It's four.
Ah. I wanted to go like
Six?
kind of high because I felt like you would only, I don't know, I felt like you would have only asked me that as if it was like kind of high,
Right,
like
yeah.
to the point where I wouldn't have guessed that high, you know.
It's not like four's quite a low number either.
I mean, I feel like for you four's like probably average-ish.
I basically,
What you've said before.
I want a set of drinks, essentially, that if I pick up a set of drumsticks, I can just start playing any song. You know, the people that play the glasses.
That's insane.
I mean, it's not how I actually live my day to day. It's not like I wake up in the morning. I'm like, right, let's get my notes out. Every cup at the cupboard, every glass at the cupboard. It's sometimes like that.
I imagine it is sometimes like that.
It's sometimes like that, but it's fine. What have you been up to?
Usual shit, man. You know, just streaming and chilling and
Straight vibing.
Right? You know, it's usual shit. To be honest.
Same. Other than working, not much has really happened this week. Other than the weather,
it's come back. The heat has come back.
It's
with a vengeance.
I mean, Scottish people shouldn't complain when they get the heat, but it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. Just sweating like a pig outside. Just sweating like a pig. Not even moving.
I know. It's fucking bad. I woke up the day and it was like 26 degrees, and I'm just like, are you shitting me?
It's currently 27 degrees where I am.
See, this is why I'm so glad that last week or the week before, whatever it was, that I bought that blanket that I've bought. I bought a blanket off Amazon that's like it's like a huge, comfy blanket, but it's not very thick. It's like perfect to use when you're sleeping when it's really hot, because it's still something to cover yourself with, to be comfy in, but it's quite thin, so you're not going to be too warm. And I bought it, and I was like, well, you know, summer's starting to be off, so maybe I'll only need it that much, but it'll still be a nice thing to have, and then for next year. But then the heat's just came back, so I'm like, all right, this is perfect, because now I can sleep when it's warm, and I'm not going to be sitting there boiling, sweating in my bed, can't fall asleep. So
are you one of the people that kind of always need to have a cover on them? If they're falling asleep?
If I don't have a cover on me, I don't feel comfortable or cozy, and I can't really fall asleep. I probably could fall asleep if I was tired enough, but generally, like, it's nice to have like some kind of cover over you, I think.
I'm the same. Like, even if it's just the corner on my leg, or you know, it just needs to be a semblance of a cover.
Aye, so I'm happy I got it. It's because I've fucking.
It sounds like a lot of people would probably like to know where to purchase such an item.
I mean, it's just on Amazon. Just search that blanket, and it's just like an Amazon Basics blanket thing. It's come quite a nice material. It's I made sure to buy a massive one, so it's like fucking it's like 2.5 meters, like long, and then like 2 meters wide. It's fucking huge.
That's huge. That's a table cover.
It's massive. So
wow. I mean, you can always wear it as a cloak in winter.
Aye, might as well.
I like the idea of that. Bring back cloaks.
Aye.
Bring back cloaks.
There's so many like kind of clothing things that people used to wear that you don't see nowadays, and if you did wear, people would think you're a pure weirdo. But it's like, it'd be cool. Like, imagine people walking about in cloaks and capes and shit.
I mean, it would be kind of.
It'd be pretty sick.
It would be, especially if they're like really elaborate kind of cloaks and capes.
Aye.
I would enjoy that.
Imagine if everybody had the fashion of like Noel Fielding walking about.
God, no, I don't want to imagine that.
Just pure gothic energy everywhere, just pure walking about. Crazy clothes, big boots.
Clothes that don't fit you. Like they're either too tight or they're too big. You know, I think that's to me that's what he kind of goes for. It doesn't matter what he wears as long as it's either too big or too tight.
Aye.
You always see him in like ridiculously skinny, like tiny little jeans and boots and stuff, and then he's wearing these big Christmas jumpers.
Aye.
No, he's not someone that people should emulate their fashion from. No,
you don't think so? I think sometimes he's got pretty nice. He's got pretty cool outfits. No, there's definitely times I'm like, oh, that's a bit much. But I think there's times he's wore stuff that I'm like, that's pretty cool looking. Or like,
I mean, nice. This might sound really like shady, but you know, if you thought he was wearing an outfit that looked good, then it looked good for him.
Aye, like it's not something I think I'd pull off.
Yeah, it's just like you're not going to rock out with like a kind of chop heavy gothic mullet look.
Aye, it's not going to happen.
I'd love to see it.
Absolute no chance. The best kind of outfit that suits me is like fucking probably just like jeans, shirt, and then like a fucking lumberjack. The lumberjack looks probably like the best thing I could pull off. To be honest,
I think I pull off the Neddy look quite well because I really only ever wear t-shirts and joggies. So I really want to wear. It's comfortable. Do you think that just talking about goths here? Do you think you could like say do a full stream, like a 4-hour stream, and do it in like full goth makeup, like full goth?
I don't think here's the thing though. I've never worn any makeup before. So
you worn like face paint?
When I was very small, when I was a kid, I'd get my face painted at the fair and stuff. But like,
I think it's the same.
I mean, I would have nothing against wearing makeup. I think it would probably be a fun thing to do. But yeah. I'd probably have to like shave my beard and stuff because I don't think makeup with. I think makeup on a guy can look good, but I don't think makeup on a guy that has like a big beard is gonna look good, ever.
I don't know. You could like
I feel like
dye the beard. But I don't know. I think it would just be really interesting to see you know, because you and your personality are in no way goth.
Which is weird because we used to hang out with a lot of goths when we were like teenagers. We'd go to the cat house, which was basically the hangout for all the goths in Glasgow, and
the unders.
All the unders. Aye, we hung out with a lot of people that were like goth and emo and all that, but we never personally were in that style.
I think I tried a skater phase, but I could never skate, so it was just the fashion, really.
The closest thing I had to look like a goth was I had that leather jacket for a while. I mind, but
I mean that's more biker kind of.
Aye.
I would need to like. Well, that was a great thing about the cat house. It was like a huge mix of kind of subcultures. So you got like goth, bikers, punk. Emos, goths, I say goths, but like emos and you know that whole scene, the scene kids.
Aye, it wasn't. The goth, the kind of last thing, the goths we hung out with, they weren't the kind of people that were like, oh, you're no goth, you can't hang out here, or you can't like be here with us or whatever. They wouldn't do that. Like they didn't gatekeep it. They were pretty nice people for the most part.
I think that a lot of people are. I don't know why people are, but a lot of people find themselves really surprised when they find out that people who are maybe like goth or like alternate kind of presenting that they're just nice people and they're just people that like the look of it and they're just getting on with their day.
Aye, like
you know,
not everybody that looks like that or like dresses like that is pure like all about like death and murder and like hatred and I hate the world and all that shit. Like that's just know what it is. Some people just die. Some people just like the style. Like I like the style. I like the music. I like the fucking, you know. That's
Yeah,
it.
the vibe. It just speaks to
Yeah.
just to that. Yeah. Is there like a kind of obviously like in the category it's I would say it's all alternative kind of music.
Mm.
But like, is there any form of music in which that you would find yourself being like a part of the tribe? Do you know what I mean by that?
I don't know what you mean by that exactly. No.
Well, think about it like if you were really into like goth music and stuff like that, then obviously you would fit in with goths.
Aye.
So if you liked, let's say for instance, a wild example, say you liked a lot of classical music, then the vibe or the tribe that would be the classical music would be kind of in the opera house and the theatre and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so obviously, like every kind of culture and music, there's a space in which to go and see it.
Aye.
That's my point. And like, kind of, are you a goth? That's all. Just going to point at you. Just are you a goth? Is that what you are? You one of the goths?
You one of the goths?
You one of the goths? My granny said that. So just to
did she actually?
I know that's the thing. Like, my granny goes like that. Are you one of the you one of the goths? And I was like that.
what did you possibly?
Because I listen to like skater music, like kind of like rock music, and to like older people, it's all the one thing.
They just hear like electric guitars and stuff, and they're like, "Are you one of the goths?
Are you one of the goths?"
Yeah, no,
no, not even a little. But sorry.
I mean, probably metalheads. I would say to that answer that. Like, I like metal. I think in general, the music genre I probably would say that I like the most is probably metal. I've definitely broadened my music taste over the years, and I pretty much enjoy a bit of music for just about anything at this point. But I'd say metal's probably still my biggest like in just terms of genre, and I think I've probably got that kind of look with a big beard and stuff.
I guess with like being a metalhead, you don't really need to like go out your way to be a metalhead.
No,
you know, really. there's no set of rules or a certain fashion, unless you're talking about a pair of jeans and then another jean jacket and a black band t-shirt.
And possibly long hair to swing about the place when you're headbanging.
Possibly long hair. Definitely the sign of a metalhead or a headbanger. I guess I'm the same. Like there's a lot of music nowadays that I listen to that I would never have given the kind of chance when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think for me, like really chill kind of electro synthy kind of music. I think it's weird, right? This band called M83. They did this like really dreamy electronic music. And you know, like that came out like 10 years ago, I think, that album. Hurry Up We're Dreaming. It's a really good album. Check it out. Anyway, the album changed my life, and I was like, oh, well, this is the only music I want to listen to for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Like, there's like just nothing, there's no other music that could compare to what this kind of music has kind of given me in terms of endorphins and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of looked it up, and I think the kids call it shoegaze.
Shoegaze?
Shoe as in shoe. And then shoegaze as in gazing, as in sight.
Shoegazing?
Or no, not shoegazing as in... it's just the term is called shoegaze, as far as I'm aware.
A subgenre of indie and alternative rock characterised by its ethereal mixture of obscured vocal guitars, distortion effects, feedback, and overwhelming volume.
That sounds about right.
Huh.
It's really weird. Like, obviously, I'd went a long time without ever kind of hearing that kind of music, and then all of a sudden, when I'd heard it, I just knew I needed more.
I've never heard that phrase before. Shoegaze.
I don't know. There's probably something behind it. But I thought like the term's actually like kind of bewildering to me, but I guess so is the music. So it does kind of fit.
So when I went on the page for when I googled shoegazing, there's like, you know how sometimes Google will have the people also ask this thing, and it'll have a bunch of other questions.
Yep.
And one of the questions on it is, why is M83 so good?
Why is M83 so good? Who can tell me? Leave it in the comments. I need to know.
Never heard of this at all, man. Crazy.
You'll have heard probably one of the biggest breakout songs, which is Midnight City. You'll have maybe heard that, which kind of gives you a kind of flavour of a wee taste, but they do kind of a lot more. I don't know, it's hard to describe. They kind of do like really atmospheric kind of shit. Like, do you know the movie Oblivion with a certain actor who I'm not going to name for very many reasons?
Oh, that's a movie I feel like I do know what that movie is, but I've definitely never seen it.
They did the soundtrack to it. If that makes any sense, difference. But yeah, they're like just I like them in terms of music. It was just as I say, it was just something I had to go out and find out, and like kind of know more about it, if that made sense.
Fair enough, eh? Fair enough, man. I've never heard that. I may have to get a wee bit of listen later and see what I can get in that. You absolute pig.
Oh, sorry, did my microphone pick that up?
Yeah, I mean, you fucking had it right in your gob, so it would have.
I'm surprised I didn't swallow the microphone as I was drinking it.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, you should look up Shoegaze. If you're looking for just kind of like, it's good for chill out background music. See if you're just kind of doing something that requires you to do a lot of attention. It's good for that, I think. You are dying, absolutely dying. I can hear it. You're dying to ask me about Dark Souls and my playthrough of it.
I genuinely did not even think about it until you just said that. But I am now actually curious how it's been going.
I know you would. Don't even lie. It's going terrible.
It's going terrible. Sounds about right.
It commands a lot of you,
Yep.
Oh, do you know, it's really weird knowing that obviously like there's hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of people that have played Dark Souls before me and have felt exactly this. And I don't even need to explain the dread I'm feeling. Yous already know.
There's a funny thing where like on like Xbox and stuff, you can like, or even on PC and that, you can look at achievements. And there's like for Dark Souls games, there's achievements you get for like beating. I think in Dark Souls 3, I don't know if Dark Souls 1, but like Dark Souls 3, there's an achievement you get for beating like the first boss in the game, which is like right at the start. Like it's basically like 5 minutes into the game, or like 10 minutes into the game, you fight him, right? And it's just you have to get by him to get to like the Firelink Shrine area and stuff like that, right? And you get an achievement for it. And I think it's like only like it's only like something like 80% of people have gotten the achievement that have played the game. Which means like 20% of people played Dark Souls, go up to the first boss in the first 10 minutes, couldn't get by it, and were like, fuck this game, and just never played it again.
That is an amazing stat. Like, 20%, that's a huge amount of people.
There's some shit like that. You can. I'm trying to see if I can find the stats for stuff.
I mean, I can see exactly why people have done that. Like, I had the benefit. Obviously, you've played the game. I've seen you play the game a few times. Frankie's played the game, and I've seen him play it. And so I guess I kind of knew what to expect. Where people kind of make the joke, "Oh, you'll die."
Aye.
It's not a joke. You're going to die.
Aye.
Many times.
The game is very punishing. It does not fuck about. One regular enemy can just immediately kill you if you're not paying attention and stuff. It's pretty bad. But
some of the enemies, honestly, like you feel like you've done something to them. Like obviously, like when you go to the bonfire and it refreshes, and then you step out. And I don't know if you've seen that capture of mine, like the way the enemy literally lunged at me as if I owed him money. I couldn't believe it.
They will chase you to the ends of the earth if they can. It's aye.
I have made a few errors in like terms of like where I'm on my path. If that makes sense, where I've kind of went down somewhere or I went away and I've been like, oh, I'm safe here, and I've just seen like I don't know, like a knight, or I've seen an enemy, or not an enemy, but I've just seen something in my distance that I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere near that at all. I'm just gonna go this way.
Aye. It's pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm. But do you know, I always said that Dark Souls wasn't for me, or their whole gimmick is that or not a gimmick, but they flat out tell you it's a hard game. There isn't an easy mode. This isn't a game to play casually. This is a game to beat. Like, this is a game to play. And as I say, like, it commands a lot of you. Like, as I'm running through and like I'm obviously dying in places and stuff like that, you get smarter every time.
So the game's all about learning and getting better.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you have to kind of devise a plan for every enemy.
Aye.
And I kind of like that. Like, I think I would have hated it when it first came out. I'd have been like, this is stupid, I'm doing the same thing again. But I don't know, maybe it's my old age. No. I actually enjoy it. So I'm like, that caught me off guard. Be wary of that. It's got me playing more cautiously.
That's it. That's the thing. You have to play you have to mostly play quite defensively in Dark Souls. You have to like take your time, wait for enemy. Like when you meet a new enemy, keep your distance, bait their attack so you can kind of learn their attack patterns and stuff, and then like be like, all right, no, I think I've got an idea of how they attack. Like, let me try and like fight them properly. Like, aye.
I don't go in, or I don't play, or when I'm playing Dark Souls, I don't think like in terms of I need to get to the end of this boss or this level or this game or anything like that. It's just this time when I die, I don't want it to be for nothing. I want to have learned something from it.
That's a good mentality to have for the game for sure.
Because if you're playing the game and you're like, oh, I want to complete this, you're going to be heartbroken.
No, if you get frustrated and just try and keep rushing through things, you're just going to get punished for it, and then you're just going to get even more frustrated. And
I mean, like you know me, like sometimes I can get really frustrated, and especially in games like, I don't know, Dark Souls. I always have this Devil May Cry expectation where I can just run in and pull off a combo and it'll be fine. Dark Souls isn't like that. Like, not even a little. It commands, as I say.
It's a slow game. That's the thing. It is a slow game.
It does leave you with a lot in terms of like with the story and how it starts, and how you start, and as you just progress, because it doesn't really flat out tell you, oh, by the way, this is a character in your story.
Aye, that's the thing with Dark Souls. The only way to really learn a lot about the world and the characters is to just like read the item descriptions. Like whenever you get an item, you grab it and read it, and it'll be like, this was worn by this person, and he did this and this and that, and he was this, and you're like, oh, okay. And then later you'll find some other item that talks about them again, and you'll be like, oh, okay. And it's just, you learn about kind of the lore of the world and how things went and all this. But the story's very much no there, like in your face, tell you what's going on.
I've got a lot of respect for Dark Souls, just as a game, and as a whole. Like, it's not a casual game. It spoon feeds you nothing. It basically says, here I am, and it's up to you to kind of decipher the rest. Yeah,
exactly. So how far are you? What was the last like big thing that happened in the game for you?
So the last big thing that happened for me, the game, right? There's a dragon on a bridge. And I was getting to the dragon, killed the bull.
I mind you. I think you posted a clip about that.
Yep, there was the unfair, completely unfair, disgusting way that game cheated me. And
them hitboxes.
Went further, dealt with all the arrows and stuff like that. Oh, that's what it was. The last thing that happened before I had to walk away was, so there was a message on the flare, and I like to read the messages in the flare because, you know, you don't get a lot.
Aye.
So I read it, and it says, good armour ahead. I was like, brilliant, like, you know, a wee bit of armour, that'll do me well. So I go ahead, and I see that there's an enemy, or a knight. I think the bit of armour was shield, because I tried to run past him.
Right.
And it obviously didn't work out well, because he just absolutely leathered me. Just made me want to stop playing. And I did, and that was that. That was the last thing I did.
That's fair. I'm assuming the knights enemy. I think I know the one you're talking about, and they can be a bit of a cunt to fight.
Like, I did try and do like parrying and blocking and stuff like that, but I don't know if my stats are too small, and essentially it was just going through whatever it was I was trying to block, if that makes sense.
Well, with parrying, it doesn't. Your stats don't matter at all. Like, even at level 1, you can parry enemies that are like in the late game, and it'll do no damage to you at all. Like, stats don't.
Well, I can't.
Aye, it's just it's hard as fuck to get the time. Once you've got the timing done for it, it is really, really great to do as much as possible, but it is very risky, because if you do mess it up, you just take full damage through their attack rather than just blocking it with your shield.
I've got a lot to learn, I think. I think as the game goes on, I'll get a wee bit wiser. But, you know, I put the game down and walked away from it knowing that, you know, it's just frustrating me. But I know I'll go back to it. I'm kind of excited about going back to it. Because it's a very humbling experience, I'd say, playing Dark Souls.
No.
Very humbling. Because as you say, like, one small mistake and it could cost you. You know, straight back to that bonfire.
Right, you get one wee mistake and then you get smacked like twice and you're just dead. That's it. Like, oh fuck.
But I do really enjoy it. The music's like, does the music have to be that intense? You know, like it goes for like really peaceful, serene, and you know, like you're just listening to birds twirling, like tweeting and all that whatever birds do. And then the next thing you know, you've got a full blown orchestra screaming in your ear, telling you that you're under attack.
There's basically no music when you're just walking through the world, and then you get into a boss fight and it's just like ha ha ha. You're just like oh.
It's honestly it just shatters my nerves.
The game letting you know shit's gone down. You better fucking be prepared for it.
Do you know, that's what I love about Dark Souls as well. Like, just the whole atmosphere of it. Like, the game is designed to make you lose. Like stuff like that, like being really peaceful and calm, and in a minute there's like a really hard enemy. It's like this really anxiety kind of screaming at you kind of music, and it does affect you. I think anyway, it affects you as you play, because like, you know, you feel that wee bit of adrenaline. You're like, oh dear.
True, it's true. I mean, I'm glad you've gave it a proper try now, and you're at a mindset where you can try and where you can enjoy it in that. I'm curious about if because I'm curious.
Sorry.
I'm curious if once you beat it, if you're going to be like, that's me done, or if you're going to actually play the others. To be honest,
you know, I think I probably would play the other ones. Like, I was in like the trading game store, and I seen them all. Like, they were all there for like a $5. So I thought, you know, like, it's not as if it's a huge cost if I don't like it. So, I mean, I like this one, so I'll probably try the second one and then I'll do the third one. But I think Frankie said the third one's the better one. Did he? Don't know if
that could be. I mean, that's is the general consensus is that Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne are all amazing. Usually, I would say most people say that either Bloodborne's their favourite Souls game or Dark Souls 1 is their favourite Souls game. Usually, and then there's some people who say Dark Souls 3 is their favourite, which is completely fair. All three of the games are fucking amazing. And then Dark Souls 2 is like the stepchild that nobody likes. Because it's the only one that Miyazaki did not work on, and it is not great. It's still a good game, but in comparison to the other Dark Souls game, it's not great. It's honestly not. You don't need to play it, I would say. Like, it's not like you're gonna learn. It's not like it's got some story elements that you have to like learn to be able to play the other ones. Like, you're not gonna play Dark Souls 3 and go, I don't know what's going on because I didn't play the second one. Like, that's not gonna happen. It's completely. I'd say you're completely fair to skip to. It's not the worst game ever, and I think people do get a lot of shit, but it's just got so many problems that it's hard to enjoy. It's hard to enjoy.
Yeah,
I would say
this may sound like a silly question, but Bloodborne a Dark Souls game?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
It's
I thought Bloodborne was, honestly, I thought Bloodborne was like just they took the idea of Dark Souls and made it, different.
Nope. It's the people refer to the series as Soulsborne specifically because they need to include Bloodborne in the title, like, so in the genre, because it is Dark Souls. It is Dark Souls. It's made by the same people. It's the exact same gameplay style and loop and mechanics, but instead of knights in armor and dragons, it's like gothic London, like kind of vibe with like fucking werewolves and shit like that, and vampires, kind of aesthetic.
What do they call it? The Penny Dreadfuls.
Aye, it's that kind of style. But Bloodborne's quite different in one way, where it is fast, it is aggressive, and you do not have a shield ever. The game is very, very aggressive, and it has a mechanic that no other Souls game has, where when you get hit by an enemy, you have the health that gets lost becomes like this orange bar, and after like 5 seconds or something, it starts to go down. But if you hit an enemy while it's still there, you can regain health. So the game encourages you to be aggressive and the enemy's face and constantly like at them, but it's a lot faster, and it's probably the hardest Souls game,
right?
I would say, by far. It definitely has the hardest boss of all the games in it.
His name?
Orphan of Kos. Fuck him.
Shout out to
He fucking destroys you. He is an absolute bastard. I hate him. I hate him so much. He's so hard. He just doesn't give you peace. Like, every Souls boss you fight, you always get like a bit of time to like heal and stuff. He just doesn't give you peace. He's just on your ass the whole time. He's just
constantly at you.
And the most annoying part is every time he attacks, he just screams at you. So it's just like when you're fighting him, you're just like, shut the fuck up.
I would put it on mute.
He's such an arsehole. I think like it is like without a doubt. Like, I've never heard anybody say he's the hardest boss in all the games. It's crazy. But he's also like the DLC,
right?
So okay. you don't need to fight him to beat the main game.
Aye, but that's pretty good.
Aye, but fuck me, man. Fuck him.
Is he the hardest boss you've ever fought?
In any game, probably. Aye.
Really?
I think easily, like the amount of attempts on him alone was just like more than any other boss I can ever think of any game. It took me fucking forever to beat him. But aye, he's quite bad. He's quite bad.
Well, you know how you were saying earlier on about how you're very happy that I kind of did a U-turn on Dark Souls, decided to kind of play it. Are you going to do the same for Skyrim?
But I mean,
you will never play Skyrim.
My whole thought process of it is that I played Oblivion and I didn't like it. In Skyrim,
Oblivion's a different game.
it is no a different game. They look very similar in the way they play.
Is Dark Souls 2 the same as Dark Souls 1?
No, but Dark Souls 3 is the same as Dark Souls 1, and I mean, I would say if somebody played Dark Souls 2 and said they didn't like it, I would say, alright, but the other ones are way better. But if somebody played 1, 3 or Bloodborne and said they didn't like it, I'd be like, alright, it's probably not for you. Well, like, the whole series probably isn't for you.
I've never really played Oblivion, but let's just say it's the Dark Souls 2 of the series.
How do you know? As far as I'm aware, people say that Oblivion's a great game. Like,
Oblivion, it looks like a lot of fun.
Like, people say it's a good game that they really like in the series. I've never heard people be like, Oblivion's pure shite. It's nothing compared to Skyrim. Like this.
I mean, Skyrim's just maybe the world's best perfect game, like the best game in the world. I don't know if is it better than Halo. I'm certainly not going to be controversial and brave enough to say that, but honestly, like, if you don't want to play vanilla Skyrim, which is perfectly fine, because you know the great thing about Skyrim is that you can see all the kind of things that you can do in Dark Souls, like pick your character and pick how you want to play. You can do that in Skyrim.
I mean, I'm fine with. That's fine. I've played other games that have that, like that game Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning that was on the 360 was like one of my favourite games in 360, and they couldn't played, and it got a remaster on Xbox One not long ago, and I want to pick it up and play it at some point because I loved that game, and it was, you know, same kind of thing. You picked a.
Was that game you were talking about, and it was the multiplayer thing, cross-platform?
No.
That's
Splitgate.
Splitgate, right?
Which is Halo with portals, and it's great, and you should get it because I think you'd like it. It plays exactly like Halo, but you've got portals that you can shoot around the map and like be a sneaky wee bastard, and you can shoot through your portals as well. You can put a portal on a different corner of the map and then put one next to you, and then you can look through it and shoot people like through the portal if you can see them.
That'd be so good for travelling. Like if you shoot a portal down the ground and like jump through it and like shoot another one somewhere else, you know, you could do a lot of fun things with that.
Yeah, I've been having a pretty great time with it. It's very fun.
What was that other game you were talking about? The remaster?
Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. It's basically, you know, classic kind of just RPG game. It's kind of like I would say the closest thing I would liken it to is probably like Fable. It's like Fable. Right, okay. It's like Fable, but it's more. It's like Fable, but I think there's more like fighting in it and stuff. Like the combat's more like kind of
realistic.
Probably less realistic, to be honest.
Like in Fable, if I remember, like the fighting always kind of just seemed to be like, here's enemies. You know, use your stuff. It was never like a threat, if that made sense.
Well, I mean, this game is kind of like that. Like, you know, you're never really you're not going to die that much in it. It's not like a hard game. It's not like a super hard game in it like that, but it's very fun. And you've got all these. You can be a wizard or like a knight, and you've got all these different abilities, skill trees with all these different cool attack combos and shit. You can learn. And I think there's a point in the game you can change like the class that you're whenever you want. So you're like, I've been playing the knight the whole game, but I want to try out magic. I'm going to just change to that now and just do all the magic stuff. But it's pretty cool. It's a very fun game. I mind having a great time with it.
Can you be a stockbroker?
I don't think so.
Because I'm just thinking that, like, you know, stockbroker's pretty handy to have in terms of like value and wealth. So you could get better equipment. I don't know.
I don't remember, honestly, like detail wise, I don't remember a ton about it because I only beat it, like played through the whole game one time, and it was like fucking, I don't know, it must have been like 2010 or something. To be honest, like it was ages ago because the game came out. It was on the 360, so it was quite it's quite an old game. But
so was Dark Souls was out in 360.
Dark Souls is like 2010, 2011ish, I think. It's quite an old game at this point. Well, it's not that old. 10 years isn't that bad. Oh no, 2012. the game came out, Kingdoms of Amalur, 2012. So nearly 10 years ago, 9 years ago is when I would have played it, and I've not played it since. So it's kind of vague memories about it. Like I remember some stuff, but there's probably a lot of details that I'm not remembering.
Should definitely stream it.
Aye, I've started a new game on my stream called Yakuza.
Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah,
the Yakuza games. That's been pretty interesting.
They're seriously popular.
Aye, they're pretty crazy popular. I've been wanting to try them for a good year or so now, because I didn't really know about the games much. I'd heard about them coming out every now and then, but I'd never really knew much about them. And then last year, I remember there was the streamer that I watched started playing them for the first time, and I'd seen like a few bits and bobs of their streams playing the game, and they just looked fucking like ridiculous and stuff, and it made me want to try them out. So I got Yakuza 0, which is like the first game in like the story, and I've been playing that, and it's been pretty fun. It is absolutely insane. You go for serious mafia drama story to like the most ridiculous shit, like I'm doing karaoke. It's just like it's so all over the place, but it's a lot of fun.
That does sound fun. Is it like GTA? No.
I'd say it's GTA like in the sense of like big open world with tons of stuff, and you play as a criminal. Yeah. But there's no like it's not the. I don't know if the other games are different, or if maybe the game's going to get different later, but you're not in the area that you're in is not big enough that you need to like drive about. You can kind of walk everywhere.
Yeah.
So you don't like steal cars and shit like that, but it's still like kind of open world. There's just shit to do everywhere. All these wee mini games and side things and side stories that you can do. Aye, it's an interesting series. It's on Game Pass, so if you've got Game Pass, and would recommend giving it a try. For sure. I've been enjoying it so far.
What was that in the split thing? What was it called again?
Splitgate.
Splitgate. I need to write it down.
Aye.
Every time you tell me it, just
it's pretty fun. It's it's got a couple of game modes, like multiplayer game modes on it that Halo doesn't have, though, which is interesting. There's one that's just, well, I guess Halo does have it, but you don't really play it like in online multiplayer. Like it's not like a mode that you play in online multiplayer, but the survival mode, no survival, I don't know what you call it, but it's basically team versus team, and everybody's only got one life, and it's just rounds.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And you get that sometimes as just a game in the online multiplayer. It's like 11 rounds, 3v3, and like these wee maps, and it's just one life each. And then there's another one that's quite interesting. That's everybody. The objective is to get is 3v3, and the objective of the game is to have all three of the team dead at once. And their respawn, every time somebody in your team dies, your respawn times get longer, which makes it easier for the enemy team to try and have all of you dead at the same time. And once all three of you are dead at the same time, they win the round.
That's pretty good.
So it's it's very interesting. You have to try and kill them like quite fast within the same time as each other.
Strategy.
Aye, it's pretty fun. And then there's just like regular game modes. There's Oddball is in it as well, and then there's just like Team Deathmatch and
Capture the flag and shit.
Aye, Capture the Flag. There's a game you get called Shotty Snipers. It's just you're on a map and you've got a shotgun and a sniper, and that's it.
Can you use portals and shoot through them?
Yes. You can shoot.
So deadly.
Aye.
I need to get involved in this.
And so the interesting thing, you can shoot through portals, but one thing is, you can't see through enemy or teammate portals. You can only see through your own portal.
Oh,
but if an enemy's got a portal up and you put your crosshair over and they are standing like right there behind it, your crosshair will turn red to let you know they are there and you can shoot them. But you just want to be able to see them. So if you're getting shot through a portal, you know where it's coming from, you can shoot them back. You just want to be able to see them. But the portals are small, so like if they're standing there, you can probably hit them.
It sounds like the Wild West.
And then there's no grenades. As far as I can tell, you've got grenades, but they don't do any damage. But what they do is they destroy portals. So if you see an enemy's got a portal somewhere, you can just throw a grenade and destroy it so that they can't like go through it.
That's cool.
So it's pretty. I've been having a good time with it. I would highly. I'm hoping that you and Frank and everybody will get it, and we can all play it because it's cross-platform and that. So it doesn't matter what we get it on, we can all play together.
That would be fun. Well, in fact, let's organise that. What are you having for dinner tonight?
I've no idea.
You never know.
I mean, I've not ate anything yet the day. I'll probably, once we finish the podcast, I'll probably just go make some sandwiches as like a kind of lunch thing, and then I'll have dinner later on after my stream. So
that seems sensible.
It's usually
I don't know. It's too hot for me to eat. I think it's just too
hot.
You get like that. You're just feeling too hot, and like there's just no feeling to eat.
I mean,
or like a wee salad plate.
Aye, see that's where my mum used to do that when it was really hot. Rather than like making something hot, she would make this wee salad thing where it would be like, I mean, it wasn't even really salad to be honest, but it was it was like deli like cold deli meat, eggs, like a couple of like hard boiled eggs that were like cooled at that point, and then like
grated cheese,
with like a few bits of like veg. And salad, and then sometimes she would make some chips with it as well if she was wanting some chips. But like it was something. It was a dinner to eat that wasn't like hot. If it was a hot day, that shit was good.
I mean, when you really think about it, like as I've just said, like the last thing I want to be doing is eating and cooking on a hot day. So my mum made them as well. I loved them. They be salad dinners.
I don't know whether they must have a name like that. If both your mums made them. Like it must be a thing. I just thought it was some weird thing my mom just like came up with. I didn't know that was a thing that people.
A lot of people eat them. Like I don't know if it's like a granny thing. Where you just kind of had a wee cold plate when it was hot. Honestly, I don't know, but a lot of people do it. I don't know if they do it in England and like Ireland, but I definitely know they do it in Scotland. It's like a thing. Like when it's a hot day, you get a cold dinner.
I don't know. I've no idea what it's called. I might have to say to my mom here, Mom, has that got like a name or what? Or like what is that? Like what did you learn that phase? Is that a thing Gran used to do? It's a nice thing to have, hot day and have something that's no pure roasting. But
I'm gonna research that for next week. I will find out what this Scottish salad plate is called because I've googled it and I've just been hot with a lot of shopping results for plates. So next time, but I'll need to go there now.
That's fair. So it's about a good amount of time for the podcast. I'd say like 40, 45 plus minutes, but I think it's not too bad.
That's good. Like we could do it for us.
Aye, honestly, if we had nothing else today, we could just sit here and talk for pure ages, probably about random shit.
Do you know what we could try? Like maybe down the line, if it's how you like to do your 24-hour streams, 24-hour podcast, with breaks. With breaks.
That would be. I feel like that amount of time we probably would run out of stuff to talk about. Unless we like pre-planned like other things to do during it that would take up.
It would just evolve. I think it would just evolve into me calling you names.
Probably.
I'd just be so tired and cranky. I'd be like, "You're a bitch.
Aye.
Why are we doing this?"
Most likely.
It's a fun idea.
Yeah.
But I need to go and feed the puppies.
Okay.
Make sure that they're okay.
Sounds good,
thanks for listening, guys. And listen, if anybody knows what that Scottish salad plate thing's called, please let us know.
Yeah.
And we shall see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.